Hey, how are you? My name is Frank Brunke, just another regular guy mountain biking, and today we're going to talk about tire pressure. Not to be confused with the fat tire or the spare tire pressure you have on your riding shorts. Okay, so let's go and talk about tire pressure. Now, first off, let's start talking a little bit back. Well, actually, let me take another step back. I'll be honest with you, I never really gave much thought into this whole topic because, back in the day when you used to hop on your Huffy, you'd hop on the bike, you'd squeeze the tire and go, yep, feels good to me. But now when I look back on it, that may also, if I thought about it a little bit more back then, I probably wouldn't have so many patches on my tubes, right? But, up until probably a couple years ago, I started hearing a lot more guys talking about tire pressure, this way or, either half a pound here, half a pound there, or even now differences in the front and the rear. I never really gave much thought, but I guess it made a lot more sense because, on the bike, I'm looking at all the other aspects of the bike. I'm looking at the seat height, I'm looking at the seat, I'm looking at the levers, the grips I'm using, all that kind of stuff to try and make the ride as good as I possibly could. But let's be honest with you, the tires are going to probably make the most effect on the way that ride goes. So what I started to do was I started to write down the pressure that I had on the back of a map. Now, the reason I was starting to do this was because, unfortunately, most regular guys, unfortunately, in some cases, the bikes usually end up, sitting for a period of time. So when I go to grab my bike, if I have some of that seal, leaking out, now my tires may not be, where I want them to be, or I go to, squeeze them and they're a little bit, softer than I want them to be. This gauge on the back of the map gives me an idea of where to, at least, bring the tires back to where I want it to be. Because also, too, when you start thinking about it, if the tires are too soft, you're going to be, unfortunately, hearing that sound of the rocks, hitting your rim. Or if you are running steel tubes, you may also now be a great person at being able to change pinch flats really, really quickly. But if the tire is too hard, now you're getting bounced all around the place, right? The front, you just can't keep your line on your front tire. And also, too, you may be rather sore in the rear just because, now, your rear tire is really, really hard as well. But if the tire pressure is just fantastic, everything goes well. Your cornering is great. Your hills are as good as they possibly could be. But also, too, your descents are fantastic as well. Everything is going really, really well. And what you want to try and do is you want to try and, get that, get as close to that as much as you possibly can on every ride that you have. So again, that's why this map, at least, the gauge I have on the back of my map works out really, really well for me. Also, too, you may want to start thinking about also, too, times of the year. Up here in the Northeast, we can have a 60 degree day, and the next day it could be 20 degrees. So, but now, let's think about it. The conditions on those trails are definitely going to change as well. So we want to start giving some thought to, what was the weather just recently? Did it rain? Did it snow? Did it, so that way, you can get an idea. What am I going to try and, be dealing with out there? Am I going to be dealing with mud? Am I going to be dealing with ice? Am I going to be dealing with snow? All those different things are going to possibly, want you to change, your pressure a little bit. Having that gauge as far as what you felt in previous rides is going to help you on those rides going forward. So again, hey, I went out and rode this one day. The trails were icy, and this is what I was riding it at. Now again, when that condition sort of comes up again, you can learn from that. Hey, you know what? I can look back at my cheat sheet and sort of see, hey, that was probably a little bit too hard. How about I try and go down? And then we can start tweaking, the best thing you possibly can. So again, I never really gave much thought to this. Hopefully, maybe, you've thought about this, for maybe a little bit longer than I have, but let's keep the conversation going. Have you thought about this before? Is this something now that, you are thinking about? Or again, do you have any tips or tricks that you've found as far as, what works best for you when you're out there on the ride? So again, make sure you comment below. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't told someone else about this channel, please go ahead and share this with someone else and ask them to subscribe as well. It's great to see all the subscribers and all the comments that are going on within these videos. And also too, make sure you hit, slam, whatever you want to do as far as that like button. So definitely go ahead and hit the like button as well. It's great to see all the views, all the comments, and all the likes and the subscribers on the channel. So my name is Frank Brunke, just another regular guy mountain biking. Have a nice day. Thanks a lot.